everyone, it's Lisa from TRW, and we are full on into holiday season. So I don't know about you, but I am totally sold into this matching pajama trend that's going on right now. So I got these matching PJs from Target. I got some for the whole family, including my dog. And what we're going to be doing is we are going to be customizing them with Siser vinyl. So I used Siser StripFlock Pro and Siser glitter for these. So I have my ladies version for me, and then I also have men version as well. So I'm going to show you how to set up that border so you can read the name, but I'm also going to give you the process of pressing these two types of vinyl. Alright guys, I'm in Silhouette Studio, so just to kind of hold it up for you, these are the pajamas that we are going to be customizing. I got these from Target. They have like family matching sets that I really enjoyed. And so this is primarily blue, but there are designs on it. So one thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that my font can really stand out on there. So we're going to do an offset in this, and I'll show you what I'm doing, but I'm going to kind of set everything up. Now I'm going to make all of our names about the same width. I'm going to do, I want to set it to be about 4 inches wide. Incidentally, all the names that I'm doing are about 4 letters. So you may need to adjust it based off of the names that you're working with. You might have a couple names that the font size is a little bit smaller, but this is what I'm working with. So I'm going to type out the first name. I'm going to type Chris. I'm going to highlight everything in here and go over to the right side, this little text button here. We are going to edit our font. I am going to use a font that I have in there called Lavendaria. I think I said it right. I think it's really nice, classy. It works for this. And then this little arrow right here will let me choose a different type. You can see it says default. It's this weird fluke thing. I'm going to click the font above it and go back to that font. And now if I click over here, you can see delicate, regular, sturdy. I'm going to choose sturdy, which is basically like taking this font and making it bold. So I clicked on this font. I'm going to turn it red. And now we can see our name right here. So typically I would go ahead and weld this before anything else, but because I want to type multiple names, I'm actually going to keep this as a font as I keep on editing. So I'm going to drag this out. I'm going to make this about 4 inches wide, maybe a little bit less, 3.8. Now, a lot of times you'll hear me say convert this over and then use the buttons to put in your size, because this is going to change a little bit. It's true, but because I want to keep this as an editable font, I'm going to factor in that my text box is a little bit wider than my font, so we're going to bring this up and make it straight 4 inches wide. 4.023. I'm not in the business of making it super exact right now. So we have our first name here, and now I'm going to make a couple copies so I can retype it. So my favorite shortcut is I'm going to do a quick duplicate. I'm going to hover over the text, hold down the Alt button. You can see that my mouse changes to a plus sign. I'm going to click and drag, and I just made a copy. So I'm doing 4 names total, so I'm going to do 2 more copies after this. So we have one for Chris. Let's do one for Cam. Oops. Let me hit Control Z. We're going to go over, select this whole thing. I'm going to type Cam. We're going to type Nick for this one. And then this will be Lisa. So we have Chris, Cam, Nick, and Lisa. So again, these are all still text. We haven't converted them over. I'm going to keep it this way just in case I want to change it. So now we're going to go over here, and I want to do my offset around here. Now, I don't want a whole lot of white. I just want it enough to frame my text. So we're going to go to offset. You can see here's a preview that's pretty big. I'm going to type in a distance. So I'm going to type 0.04, and I'm going to hit enter. Enter allows me to preview it, but it doesn't set it. So you can see we have this line around here. It's kind of tight around there. So let me type 0.06, and you can see it's a little bit wider. I like that, so I'm going to go ahead and hit apply. So you can see there is my name and there is my offset. So this will be done in white, this will be done in red. So I'm going to go ahead and weld all my fonts. I don't need to do anything else with that. So I'm going to go ahead, right click, weld. Now you can see I have multiple squares going on here. That's because these lines weren't all the way touching, so they're still treated as separate objects. So I'm going to go ahead, right click, make compound path, and now this is one big object. If I double click, you can see how my points show up, and now we're set. So let's go ahead, weld this name, right click, make compound path, and I'm just following the same process with all. Weld, right click, make compound path, and then we're going to weld this one. Right click, make compound path. So you can see with my name actually, it actually welded right into there, which is really nice. All right, so now we want to set up our offset around all of our other names. So again, we did 0.06, so click on Nick, go to offset, click offset, type 0.06, hit enter, I like it, and then hit apply. Let's do the same right here, offset, 0.06, enter, apply. Now we have one more, offset, 0.06, enter, apply. Okay, so I have my fonts and my words, not my words, I'm sorry, my names and my offsets ready. Now I'm doing this all in heat transfer vinyl, so what I like to do now before I do any more setup is I'm going to select all of my names. So I just took my mouse, dragged, and then I'm going to right click, and we are going to flip horizontally. That way these are all reversed and they're all set for our vinyl. So I'm going to drag out all of my red. That's going to be done in glitter vinyl because I want to cut the bottom layer first, which is StripFlock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these up in my cut space, and I'm going to kind of turn them a little bit. I'm using this green dot to angle that in there to see if I can be the most efficient with my space as possible. And then let's see, I can probably fit me right there. So I don't know if that saved a ton of space, but you know, it's worth a shot. I'm actually going to bring this down because then I can take this name over here, pop it in there, and that way I have some extra space right there. So I'm just going to go over to the left side to the rectangle tool, draw a square around this. This just makes it easier for me to weed after the fact because I know exactly where to go. So I just highlighted them all and used my little arrow keys to move it. All right, so now we're setting up our cut settings. So I did a video recently where I cut Siser StripFlock Pro. I'm actually going to program that setting in here. I haven't done that yet. So let's go over to send. And you can see we have our material right here. I'm going to go all the way down and I'm going to add new material type. So here's our new material. Let's right click on it. I'm going to rename it to StripFlock Pro. You'll see that I do have StripFlock a couple above it. That is the old StripFlock that was a little bit thicker. So I'm going to borrow some of my settings from glitter because it is somewhat similar. So I just clicked on glitter and it says my blade depth was 3, my force was 17, my speed was 7, and I had 1 pass. So let's go over here and I'm going to make my blade depth up just 1 to make it a little bit easier. And actually, no, I take it back. I'm going to keep it at 3, but I'm going to bring my force up just a little bit to 19. I think glitter had it over, let me save this real quick. I think glitter had it over on 17, so I'm going to go back to StripFlock Pro, bring it to 19, and then I'm going to bring my speed way up because it's just time. So we're going to bring it up, save it, and now when I get out of here, this will default back to cardstock. So you want to click right here and then go to your StripFlock Pro. So you can see my blade is at 3. My force went to 15. So I want to go over here and I want to increase it to 19. Sometimes that's just a weird fluke when you program it. You might need to change it over here. And I'm going to bring my speed up to like 26. So now we have this set over here. Let me go ahead and move this. And then this is pretty standard. I'm just going to go ahead and load my vinyl in there and cut. When I cut my glitter, I'm going to do the same process, but I'm going to go over and choose my glitter settings here. So let me go ahead, cut, and then I will be back to start the pressing process with you guys. Alrighty, so here is my first pajama top. Now we are going to be doing these as left chest presses. So this right here, this sleepwear, oops, let me check the material on it. It is 100% cotton, just so you know. Interesting too, the pockets are down at the bottom. I haven't really seen pajamas with pockets at the bottom. That's interesting. But anyway, we're gonna do a left chest press. All right, so this is the first pajama that I'm pressing. This is a men's medium, so we're gonna do a left chest, so we're gonna put it right here. Now, pressing left chest can be pretty tricky. A lot of people will kind of press a little too far over. See, the thing is when you have your collar right here, your head always goes through there. So a lot of times we get confused and we want to put it like over here because it seems too far over. But the problem is this kind of wraps around your body. So the armpit here kind of marks the center of your chest, and then the collar, lo and behold, marks where your head goes through. So we want to kind of marry it like right around here. So the good thing about this collar here is you can kind of match it with that. So because I'm using StripFlock Pro, the cool thing is that I can actually press this down for a few seconds and then lift it up because it's a hot peel. Part of the problem with StripFlock, the previous versions, is that it was a cold peel. So you had to like press it, let it wait, all that fun stuff. But we're just gonna go ahead and get pressing. So we're gonna kind of follow the collar. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. And so we're gonna do that. So let's go ahead, get our cover sheet, bring this down. My press is set to 315 degrees. And you can see it fought me a little bit closing, which is good. I want it to have good pressure, but I'm gonna lift it up before it's done. So let's go ahead, lift this up. So you can see I'm having a little bit of a difficulty lifting it. So you can see that came right up. Part of that is because I have a collar in here. You probably want to use a pressing pillow, but I'm not gonna do it. So we're gonna go over here and I'm just gonna bring my press down again to get the vinyl down on there. So sometimes we just need to put a little bit more time. So you can see that did the trick. It's coming right up. So there's our offset, that's our first layer. Now, another thing that I like about StripFlock Pro is that you can layer on top of it now, which is really, really cool. So we're gonna do our red glitter on there. I think it looks really cute. Let's go over here, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and do my full 15 seconds with that. All right, so let's lift that up. Let's take our cover sheet off. Pretty cute. So now we have our left chest. So I'm gonna go ahead, press the rest of them, and then I'll show you what I have. So here is one of my final products. So this is the StripFlock Pro in white and then red glitter. So I think it gives it this nice little festive look. You can still read the name, and it'll be really, really good for my Christmas pajama party that I'm having. Also, I did want to show you one thing that's interesting. If you do get this set from Target, or realistically, if you bought this set from Target, because the ones here are basically sold out, the ladies version has a pocket right here, which is actually nice because you can align your text right on top of there, which is something that I think is really, really cool. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I think it's a fun project for the holiday season, and I always love using that white border so you can really read your text within a printed background. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more videos.